Volbeat are back with a brand new single called I'm a Monster's Hand. Lovely, classically metal name. I don't know loads about Volbeat. In fact, I only discovered they were Danish like today, which does make sense now. But no, they came onto my radar a couple of years ago now with their song Die to Live. I think it must have been suggested to me because I'm a huge Clutch fan and I was having a particular Clutch obsession at the time. In fact, I think their most recent album might have kind of coincided with this. A YouTube algorithm was feeding me stuff with him in it. And they have a song called Die to Live where they had Neil Fallon from Clutch collaborate with them on the, I think it's probably only on the special deluxe edition version of that album, but they put a video out for it as well, and I was obsessed. It's so good. There's something about Neil Fallon's voice mixed in there with Michael Poulsen. I'm guessing I'm saying that right. But their voices, like, they balanced out extremely nicely. The video was good. Love that one. And then I saw that Volbeat were touring with Ghosts. And again, to me, that's usually a fairly good indication of quality if a band I really like is taking another band with them on tour. It's not always a hard and fast rule, but often it's true. So I gave them a listen, and the album they released on that cycle, I really, really liked. Servants of the Mind. The whole thing felt quite kind of occult. It really did have some, like, I don't know, at the time it felt like they were getting influenced by Ghost whilst they were recording it, but I'm sure that's probably not true. But yeah, no, there are a couple of great songs on this album. Temple of Akur is fantastic. Shotgun Blues is great. Wait a Minute, My Girl is one of those ones where it's like, it's pretty cheesy, like it is. This close to being too corny, but it's catchy as f, so who cares? So yeah, anyway, I'm on Volbeat's side. I'm like out to like them. I feel like I probably would like them more. I've just never quite taken that dive. But they've announced a new album that's coming out some point later this year. I think June I saw. I also think that they lost their guitarist at some point in the last year or so. So I guess we'll have to see whether or not the guitars take a sort of like meaningful change or not. But either way, they've released By a Monster's Hand. So let's jump in and have a listen to that. Okay. Oh, I really like the way that came in so quickly. You had the, like the one, I was almost adjusting my headphones because I was only getting it in my left side, but then you get this really nice, like offbeat guitar thing, really complementing that riff. It's a nice start. It's clever. They're playing with the rhythms like that. Man, this drum beat slaps. That's a nice little riff there. I really like the little flare that comes in at the bottom. It's definitely got that kind of doom metal feel to it, which is, to be fair, is a subgenre that I don't listen to loads, but I really like. Also, I was going to pause it and say that guy with the glasses has really got some serial killer vibes going on, and it turns out that seems to be the point. So they cast him well, and the glasses were an excellent costume choice. Counting the masses beyond him, that's my cat by the blade. Decapitation inflicted by a monster's head. The visuals with him is such a weird mixture because he's like dressed up like a Danish hillbilly, you know, with the plaid shirt and the cap and all that. But then the song is so like the antithesis of what I would assume that visual would come with the sound of. But I do like the vocals. He's got very interesting voice, doesn't he? I know this is like, I'm sure, part of the main appeal of Volbeat for a lot of people, but his voice is unlike many other things I've heard. It's very, I don't know, kind of dramatic without being too silly. I don't know. I'm trying to find a good way to put it, but his tone is interesting. He's got quite a high voice, but it never kind of breaches that falsetto. He doesn't really growl. It's quite pure. I don't know. I like it. Yeah, I like that. All about harmony. That was great. They're so teasing, like a big fat chorus there, and you get this on and on and on thing, and it's like a nice little vocal thing, and then you think it's going into something else, and then you get that a second time as a variation. It goes down instead of up this time. Well, I think it stays neutral the first time, but then it goes down and goes on kind of thing, and then nope, snap you back into another verse instead. It's a really clever way of setting their expectations, so when they do this, I'm sure that will come around the second time, but the second time we're going to get like some badass heavy chorus thing. Cool.
The stench of rotting flesh has not been cut by a storm.
Wow. I like those little vocal flexes he does as well. It's one of those things that, I don't know, various musicians over the years, like for some reason I noticed that the guy from Monster Magnet has this quite a strange vocal tick where he goes, ah, quite a lot. And in this case, I've noticed over the few Volbeat songs that I do know, he does a lot of, ah. It's kind of good. It gives it this kind of passionate feel to it.
Moving a cellar, trophies to another home. And everybody's dancing with the dead. Wearing
The way the vocals like interact with that lead guitar line as well, very nice.
parts on a strand. High on emotion, it goes when it's stressed. And it goes on and on and on.
Also, those harmonies are tight. Ah, here we go. Also, the film editing there to have the punch where the, I guess this sort of psychopath serial killer character sort of finally actually actualizes his sort of murderous intentions at the same time as this suddenly goes into double time on the drums and everything gets a lot heavier. Very nice. Ooh. I love these solos. They're simultaneously quite heavy, well, very heavy in fact, but they kind of still have this sort of like vaguely occult rocky feel to them again, this kind of doom metal vibe, which again, it appeals to me a lot. Oh, those lips. Ugh. Fun lad. Okay. Nice little two guitar harmony there.
Beyond him, desperate caught by the blade.
Interesting. I was curious how they were going to transition out of that section, and they did do basically what I can imagine is one of the only real routes is just slow it the down. You have a couple of like offbeat sections, a vocal intrigue to get back in there, and then boom, we're back in the verses.
Decapitation inflicted by a master's hand.
Ooh, don't kiss it.
Everybody's dancing with the dead. Wearing parts on a string.
It's like Sherry Moon Zombie in House of a Thousand Corpses. Just like they just let this dude get his freak on with a skeleton for a while.
High on emotion, it goes when it's stressed. And it goes on and on and on. On and on and on.
Ew. That song was structured really interestingly. Oh, goddamn, man. Don't put it in your mouth. That's so nasty. Wonder if this guy ever actually acts out his fantasies then. Nope. I guess not. No, not here. God damn, okay, that video took a turn, which I was sort of expecting, but yeah, not quite. But yeah, no, from a structural perspective, that song was quite interesting. Did it have a chorus? If it did, I guess what I thought was the pre-chorus, the on and on and on bit, that must have been it, which is really interesting because it kind of led on very seamlessly. It had this kind of pre-chorus feel to me, at least. It kind of felt like it was building up this expectation, but actually it was building up the expectation for the fairly extended instrumental section with the multiple dueling guitar solos, which is fine, actually. I mean, again, subversion of expectations, you know, variety is the spice of life and all that. It just really, I was not expecting it to go that way. It was great, though. I like the vocals. I do think maybe it could have done with a slightly catchier vocal hook somewhere in there, because the actually the melody for most of that song was fairly monotone. It was fine, like, that's not really a criticism, but the vocal range, well, actually that's not fair at all, because he definitely does fly up into that little bit with the guitars sort of match his melody, which is cool. So yeah, I don't know, actually, maybe there is a chorus. I'm just I wasn't looking for it where it normally is, which is cool. I like that kind of stuff. The drummer was amazing. The way that he carried the rhythm and the energy of that song was great. His voice was very charismatic, as per usual. His ability to flip up into those high register stuff without really changing the tone of his voice is actually really impressive. Like, he doesn't appear to really have to push any harder. He doesn't go into falsetto, he doesn't straight, he doesn't growl, he just, yeah, he's got a sublime voice is what he's got. The music video was a lot of fun. I bet you that was fun to film as well. It's a good example of how you can kind of hybridize a performance video with something a bit more narrative that kind of follows the lyrics specifically, because, you know, Volbeat were in there so you could see them play. They weren't part of the story of the video, but that's fine, because I like being able to sort of put faces to the names of the you know, the people who are making the sounds I'm listening to, but I also love a bit of narrative. And I think this one did a really good job of combining both of those. The guy who played the serial killer-esque character was extremely good at doing that, to the point where it concerns me what he's like in real life. But no, it was very captivating. I really do like this kind of more doom metal, occult metal vibe to them. People are going to have to let me know in the comments if all of Volbeat sound like that, or whether this is actually a more recent trend of the last couple of albums. Because if it is all like that, I will have to go back and listen to some more Volbeat. But yeah, other than that, let me know what you think in the comments. Is this a grand return to form for them? Do you miss the new guitar, or the guitarist not being there anymore? What do you think of the video? Let me know in the comments. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of that crazy stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.